Hello, I'm Steely Man, and I'd like to talk to you today about StageCraft. Now, StageCraft works differently for different people. There's no absolute set rules or things you must do or things you mustn't do. But I can only give you a few do's and don'ts and a few tips and tricks about my 50 years playing cover music in about 14 bands. Starting with, of course, be prepared. Now, if you keep a solid diary, you want to make sure that somebody, an individual in the act that you're in, it may be a solo act, or one of the members, must keep a solid diary, and so that everybody knows exactly where you have to be and when. Because when you turn up to the venues, and part of the being prepared is to make sure you turn up on time to the right place with plenty of time to do what you've got to do to get prepared on stage. Now, the big thing about being prepared, of course, is your act. Is your act prepared to play this gig? Now, the three main rules about preparing your act is: number one, rehearse; number two, rehearse; and number three, rehearse. Practice, practice, practice. That's what you need to do. Make sure you are tight and on top of everything you're about to perform. If you find out before the gig what time they open, and make sure that the people in your act, or if it's just yourself, it's yourself, make sure you're getting plenty of time, especially when you're first starting out, plenty of time to set up and get your sound and your stage prepared the way you want it to be. Now, you may be squashed into a pub corner where they've moved a couple of tables. You may be on a nice big stage that holds a couple of hundred people. It's the same thing. Give yourself time to be prepared. When you get there, you meet the people. Be courteous, be professional, be friendly. Get in there, and if you were friendly to them, they'll help you with the setting up. If you haven't already been to that venue and seen other bands and how and where it's set up, you ask the owners of the venue, where do I go, where do I set up, where's the power, that kind of thing to use. Be friendly and polite, like I say, and all will be okay. Plenty of time, though, to make sure you can get your gear sounding the way you want to sound. Then, of course, sound check it. Again, in your preparations, you may have thought about stage clothes, what you're going to wear on stage. Now, there's lots of different ideas, a lot of different arguments about whether people who play covers should be dressed for the occasion, or whether you dress something individual that nobody else is doing, or whether you should dress like the people you cover. That's mainly only for people who are doing cover music for specific artists. If you want to do a number of different artists in your thing, it's up to you how you dress. Now, if you check the venues out beforehand in the preparation, you'll know whether the bands that are turning up week by week are either coming in just their own clothes, whether they're making some kind of effort. And a lot of people in the audiences do like the effort if you put some kind of change of clothing, because it looks a bit more professional. But that's just what I think. A lot of bands, a lot of acts, a lot of punters watching may think, they shouldn't really be dressing up. Just get up there, and play your stuff. So it's up to you, but check out the venues where you want to play and see what goes down well. You may find that both the people who put a bit of effort into their stage dress and have things like their own lights and backdrops with the name of the act on and things like that, and other bands will just jump on the stage wearing their normal work clothes kind of thing and do their stuff. Both may go down well. It's up to you. Okay, now talking to the venue, whoever's in charge of the act on the night, whether it's a concert chairman or just somebody, owner of a pub, whatever. They'll tell you what time they would like you to be on. Now, the normal thing, certainly around the area where I live, which is the northeast of England, it's usually 2 sets of 3/4 of an hour. Now, you've got to make sure you've got plenty of stuff, because you may get, if you go down really well, you may have to do a few encores. That's a good thing, right? And it guarantees that you're going to get booked back again and keep on making your money. Okay. Now, when you get that time to go on and perform, you know when your sets are going to be. Before that, and make sure you find out what else is on. There may be things like games of bingo or football cards or things like that, or maybe even another act or a disco. Find out when your slots are. Also when the other slots are, so that you can, just before you go on, do another brief sound check. Because the sound is different from when you first came in an empty hall, and then when it fills up, the sound does change. You need to check it just before you perform. Just tell the audience, just give us a minute, and we're just going to run through, make sure our sound check's okay. That's where it's not only good, that gets you ready to perform the way you want it to sound, but also it sounds professional to the owners and the crowd. Yeah, they're doing things right. Then, of course, on time, it's time to crack on and give them your stuff. Let them know how great you are. The thing is, on stage, you may be doing covers, but the singer, if you're not singing yourself, same thing. Perform the songs, whether you're the singer or the musician, perform the songs as if you really meant it. Listen to the lyrics and be part of it. Get going with the song in your bodies. Don't just stand there like a bus queue. Get into the stuff. Look like to the audience that you mean what you're playing. The other thing is, look the audience in the eye. Don't be staring at your feet or your guitar or whatever all night. Look the audience in the eye. That connection with them helps them like your act. Even if they don't particularly like that kind of music, they may still think, I like these, and I like the way, they're standard, they're really good players or singers or whatever. And the other thing is that when you should have some kind of rapport with them as well between the songs. Don't have too big a gaps in the songs. Get on with your act, because it looks like you're just playing for time and you haven't got enough stuff if you take too long. But you should have some rapport. Introduce the members of the band or things like that, or yourself, and chat to the audience about, whatever's in the news that day or the time, or have a bit of a joke about them. It's not a comedy act, but just to have some rapport with the crowd. Don't just play 10 to 12 songs and then get off with your head down and they've never looked you in the eye or heard you speak apart from you singing. That rapport really helps whatever you're doing. So the main do's and don'ts, as far as I see it, or what I've learned. Firstly, know exactly what you're in for. You should have checked out the venue, what kind of stuff they're like, and what kind of stuff you can play there. You don't have to play exactly the same as the band before, kind of thing, but you know the kind of feel of that venue. Look them in the eyes and have some kind of rapport, as I do. Thank them at the end of a song, or thank them at the end of the night or the set. Thank you very much. People love it. Thank the place itself, the venue. Thank the barmaids, if you like, things like that. Have that rapport. And of course, at the end of the night, you can always ask the venue owner if he's enjoyed it for more work. Get another booking out of it. The don'ts, I'd say, don't bring your own drinks or food or anything like that. If that venue sells, they want to make money to pay people like you out of their bar sales. I mean, it might be free to get in at the door, and they're paying you out of bar sales. So don't you and your entourage type of thing bring your own drinks or the people with you. It's frowned upon. Don't be doing that. Buy drinks at the venue. They're paying you to play, so pay for your drinks. And don't have a group of people coming with you all getting in for free if it is a paid in venue. It doesn't look good if you've got, half a dozen people saying, "Oh, I'm with the band, I'm with the band." There's nothing wrong with a few quid here and there when you're getting well paid to play there. Leave quietly, and on the whole night, be professional, be friendly, be a rock star on stage, but off stage, be humble. Don't make a racket or start drunkenly, knocking tables over and that kind of thing. You're not the Who at a venue, and you're not rock and rollers going around the world smashing up dressing rooms and things. Be polite and friendly, as I said. That's the way to get more work. Catch you later. Well, I hope these tips and tricks pointing in the right direction helps you out when you're playing. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It's worth every now and then thinking about what people really want to see or hear on stage. Check out this channel for more tips and tricks and more discussions. And as I start to get more information in, people contacting us, I'll talk about all kinds of things to do with cover music. I know I played cover music all those years, mainly in England and mainly in the northeast of England, but I've played in other countries as well, Germany, Holland, etc. So check the channel out and stay with us. You'll find out plenty to talk about. Also, we're going to be featuring venues in this area, of course, and we'll be featuring bands and things like what equipment they use and that kind of thing, as we chat to them. Okay, catch you later.